Hi guys, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be talking about weight loss glorification on social media and how it affects us as a society. And I have a mic because I'm like a proper YouTuber now. I have a mic. The audio is gonna be crisp. ASMR. I'm so excited. I'm actually very excited to talk about this because it's one of the things I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about like beauty politics and fat phobia and the whole discourse that a lot of people hate. Doing research for this video made me realize two things. People are actually fat phobic. Like a lot of people are actually fat phobic, and YouTube doesn't care that people are fat phobic because there's a lot of fat phobic content on YouTube. A lot of people saying like fat acceptance has gone too far. Like we should care about that. First of all, before we continue this little chill chit chat, we're going to discuss what weight loss glorification is.
I do a nice intermittent fast. I usually eat something about 12. And in the morning I'll have some things that won't spike my blood sugar. So I have coffee, but I really like soup for lunch. I have bone broth for lunch a lot of the day.
Just as the name implies, weight loss glorification is literally glorifying losing weight, and on the flip side, demonizing weight gain, because it usually goes hand in hand. There's no one without the other. There's no other without the one. And it's very prevalent in today's culture. Fat phobia is not a new phenomenon. Like body shaming, fat phobia, all of them have gone back centuries. And there was a little like break in fat phobia for a while when there was like this whole slim thick being in. But we already know that heroin chic is in again, and everybody's reversing their BBLs, and everybody wants to get the snatched waist, and everybody's unbigging their back. It's so funny. I have some thoughts, and we're gonna talk about my thoughts. I'm really excited to talk about this because I literally took a fat studies class last semester, and we had a lot of inciting conversations about fat phobia and just all around body shaming discussions, right? So I'm gonna read from my notes. Weight loss glorification, as name implies, is glorifying weight loss, placing the act of weight loss on a pedestal, and on the flip side, demonizing weight gain. This comes with a significant effect on society, but we shall discuss those later. I don't know if you've heard, but people say that when we discuss how fat people should be treated like normal people and included in media in a positive light, people love to say it's glorifying obesity. It's always in the comments, like when you see a fat woman just going about her day, or a fat man just going about his day, or just fat people in general just doing their own things, and people are like, stop glorifying obesity, stop encouraging it. And it's like, I'm not really preaching that anybody should be obese. I'm literally just existing as an obese person.
Today I'm eating like Gwyneth Paltrow for the day because who doesn't want to be a wellness queen? I fasted until 12 p.m. Luckily I woke up at 11:56 a.m. so I passed the remaining time talking about diets on my organic phone, of course. I ran like Cinderella after the ball once the clock struck 12 to get lunch, which was a nice big cup of bone broth. I love to savor my meals, so I took my time enjoying every single sip. Delish. Then Goop Queen said she gets in an hour of movement, and I don't really know what this is, just like nobody really knows what Tracy Anderson is. She also spends 30 minutes in a sauna, but because I don't have Marvel money or Coldplay divorce money, I don't have a personal sauna. So I went into my car and put the heat on high to try and get the same effect. Finally, it was dinner time, and since Gwyneth loves a vegetable heavy meal, I got my heaviest veggies and embraced my inner rabbit. Of course I got itis after eating so much. I was so full. And it's crazy how I got so skinny so fast.
Well, I'm here to turn that around today and tell you guys to stop glorifying thinness and weight loss. Because you shoving it down my throat that I need to be thin is just you glorifying thinness. And the whole like discourse is always like, but being thin is healthier. I'm literally just caring about your health. I literally just don't want you to die. You're a fat person and you're gonna die if you don't become thin. And it's like, we all know like the weight on our body is not really a good factor to determine how healthy an individual is. So that argument has been proven false on multiple occasions, but the bigots do not want to hear that. Well, weight loss videos and weight loss glow up videos are very prevalent on social media, with over like 7.6 million on videos on the hashtag on TikTok alone. So like if you just check weight loss glow up videos, they're like millions of videos, a lot of videos. And on Instagram we see the rise of Ozempic ads and weight loss surgeries being shoved into our faces. And I know like for a while that was not happening, but obviously with the whole new like heroin shake and thing being in again, everyone is back on their thinness vibe. And Gaba is like, F fat people, because we hate you guys and you're gonna burn in hell, so you better lose some pounds or else. And society pushes this context obsessively to us. Every two scrolls is like an Ozempic ad. I don't know who told these people that I'm plus size, but they stay showing me these Ozempic ads and telling me weight loss surgery is not cheating. And it's like, what are you talking about, please? Like, I'm so confused. And it's just like the whole society pushing these ads reinforces this like unattainable beauty standards for people. And the way we are obsessed with the way our bodies look is like fucking dystopian. Because what do you mean like don't eat a certain time of day, or cut out a whole food class from your diet if you want to be healthy? And it's like, we kind of need every single food class to be healthy though. So what do you mean cut out every single food class to be healthy? It's wild, it's dystopian, it's nuts. And we're gonna be talking about all of that in today's video. The next thing I want to talk about is the negative impacts on glorifying weight loss on self-esteem and body image. When these videos or when these topics are being spoken about, it types to like victimize fat people, like, oh my god, fat people are like this kind of victims to their own body. And also victim blaming, like they victimize fat people and then victim blame at the same time, saying like, oh, you're like trapped in your fatness and you're a victim and you just need to like come out of this place that you are and all is going to be well. And I feel like in the videos you also see people, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but there are a lot of videos of people who were fat and who had internalized fat phobia losing weight and then saying stuff like 20 pounds heavier and depressed, sad, and then losing 30 pounds and I've gained myself back again. And all this kind of language affects impressionable young plus size people who see videos like this and think like, oh my god, there's something wrong with me because I'm in a bigger body, and being in a bigger body means I've lost control of myself, or I am not supposed to be this way. And it's harmful to these impressionable people, right? It's also harmful to society at large, because then people who are thin looking in on this ex-fat people talk about fat, like existing in a fat body, as some kind of disease or ill or bad thing that happens to someone, in the same breath they take this one person's experience and treat all fat people as a monolith, as though every fat person out there is depressed and sad and just wanting some kind of change. And that is false.
Diet culture math be like. If you eat one cookie,
you'll gain 367 pounds.
if you add a sprinkle of cheese to your salad,
It now provides 0 nutrients.
if you eat a sandwich with 2 slices of bread,
You've now gone up 4 pant sizes.
if there are more than 5 ingredients listed,
Well, it doesn't matter because you're probably dead. What?
That is so false. Obviously this affects like self-esteem and body image, because these little kids who are in bigger bodies, or even adults who are in bigger bodies, start to like look at themselves with hatred. They don't like the skin they are in. And imagine hating the thing that carries you every single day. Like, you cannot exist without your body. So imagine hating the body you are in, right? And then obviously you want to like lose weight, which is not bad. I don't know why, like I was looking like on videos and I was seeing like people complaining that why do people want to lose weight? Losing weight in its essence is not a bad thing. I'm not going to come here and sound like, oh my god, why would you lose weight? Losing weight is fat phobic. Losing weight is not a bad thing. You can decide to lose weight because your weight is affecting your health, which is not always the case, because just being fat doesn't affect your health. There are people who are fat and healthy. Majority of fat people are healthy. Like, we're not dying, I promise you. Our vitals are amazing. Our health is like good. You have nothing to worry about. Thank you for your concern so very much. And then you can decide to lose weight because you are seeing, or your doctor has told you, like, this weight is really affecting your health. Then you can decide to lose weight, right? And unrealistic beauty standards, people are obsessively doing things that are detrimental to their health just so they're able to look a certain way. That's another like argument I have against the whole, oh, don't be fat because we care about your health. It's like, but you want me to starve though. Starving is bad for my health. So if I'm starving myself, is that not bad for my health too? And unrealistic obsessive beauty standards is someone who already is thin working out obsessively every single day, 2 hours at the gym, wild, no rest days, just so you look a certain way, 2 hours at the gym, intermittent fasting, Ozempic, all so that you look a certain way. Weight loss, not for the sake of health, just to look a certain way and doing it wrong, is weird.
Things that are diet culture that you probably didn't realize are diet culture, part 1 of probably a lot. 1. The obsession that women have to have flat tummies. Did you know that we actually have an extra layer that protects our uterus? Your body doesn't care about the society standards. All it knows is that it wants to protect that uterus, and I just think that's so sweet. Number 2, this obsession with not having hip dips. Hip dips are genetic and beautiful. Number 3, the concept of having a cheat day. Cheat insinuates that you're doing something wrong, and nourishing your body and fueling your body and feeding your body is never wrong. Number 4, purposefully ignoring hunger cues. If you had to pee really bad, you wouldn't praise yourself for having willpower and not peeing, right? You would probably go pee, so why do we ignore our hunger cues? Number 5, weighing yourself every day. We are not meant to be weighed every single day. Stress, working out, inflammation, hydration status, not having a decent bowel movement can all play into your actual weight, so weighing every single day is just an obsessive tendency that society has created for us. Number 6, when foods are labeled guiltless. Guilt is not an ingredient. In Diet Culture 2021.
And we as a society glorify that. We glorify that, like we put it on a pedestal. And when we see like fat people who do not want to lose weight, who are not really in a weight loss journey, on a diet, they're like, why would you not be on a diet? You're a fat person. Like, you literally have to lose weight. And it's like, life for fat people should not be a state of constantly losing weight. Because it's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to live life. Because, like, when you're fat, you literally get people telling you, like, are you really hungry? Do you want to eat that? And it's like, yes. And that's okay. It's literally okay. Another thing I had to say was social media influence and the development of unhealthy relationship with food. This is touchy. This is a really, really touchy topic for me. Social media influence, I already spoke about that. So I'm just going to go straight into unhealthy relationship with food and how that relates to social media, restrictive diets and their consequences, emotional eating as a coping mechanism. Two things I want to talk about. Number one, restrictive diets and their consequences. We all know the what I eat in a day trends that starts with the body check-in, and that in its essence is diet culture. Diet culture is people who look a certain way, the standardized way a body should look, showing us what they eat so that we can eat the same thing to look like them. That is diet culture. So when on social media we have thousands, millions of what I eat in a day videos from people who are the standard of beauty, showing us what they eat, and so we can emulate what they eat, knowing very much that there's so many other factors to what people look like, not just what they eat in a day. Their genetic comes into play, their metabolism, how active they are, and so many other factors I can't really think of on the spot. But diet culture is this idea of selling you that, oh, if you just eat this certain way, you're going to look like this person, forgetting like we are not all the same people. Our bodies don't work all the same way, and it's weird, to say the least. It's very weird. And emotionally eating as a coping mechanism is another point. I've heard people say like they really restricted themselves for eating for so long. They went on this insane diet, and now whenever they feel sad or they like spiral, they eat this thing that they've like denied themselves for so long, and it leads to like binge eating, and they just keep eating and eating. And it's like, you could have just eaten what you wanted to eat. Now it's a bigger problem because you have developed an unhealthy relationship with this particular food. And it's not a laughing matter at all. Like, it's really serious. Like, really serious. I was going to talk about fad diets and their impact on health. Fad diets and the nutrient deficiencies, the impact of fad diets on nutrition, and nutritional risk of extreme diets. Now, a lot of people like to pretend like cutting out carbs or cutting out fats or cutting out a whole food class is the best way to lose weight. And that's how you start to realize that losing weight, the way society is talking about losing weight, we don't really care about our health. We don't really care about our nutrition. We just care about the optics, the aesthetics, and not actually health. But when you call people out on their BS, they're always quick to say, it's for your health. It's really for your health. Like, I just don't want you to die. And it's like, you're not my doctor. People will stay giving you unsolicited advice on what you should cut out of your diet, or how you should be eating, or the portions you should be eating, when they don't know anything about you and they just look at you. And that's why I say it's for the optics. It's literally for the optics. Now, cutting down a whole food class, carbs, fats, anything is bad for your nutrition, because there's a reason that your body needs you to intake all those like nutrients. So when you cut it out of your diet, you're doing much more harm than good. Like, obviously you look like you're losing weight, you look thinner, you look slimmer, but your body is not getting all the like nutrients and the requirements it needs to keep functioning as it should be functioning. That's why another topic I want to go to is yo-yo dieting and weight fluctuations and their impact on our health as well, because that's how, like, when you don't eat a certain class of food for like 2 months, you look snatched. You literally lose weight when you take like meal replacements and all of that.
For lunch, I have bone broth for lunch a lot.
Jazz, you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna look thinner, and then your metabolism is bad, your gut health is bad. When you eat, you even gain much more than you would have if you did not cut out a whole class of food. And another thing is, it literally leads to eating disorders. People have disordered eating. People have the psychological impacts to it, leading to stuff like depression, anxiety, and so much more, right? And then there's like a relationship between like weight cycling and disordered eating, because people continuously have to be on a diet over and over and over and over and over again. Because when you starve your body, right, when you start to feed your body again, it really grasps onto the food. It slows down your metabolism because it doesn't know the next time you're going to feed it. And a lot of these things are not discussed when people are literally pressuring people to go on fad diets. And it's so insane, because every time they talk about like being fat and going on diets, they don't talk about the impacts that this diet you're going on is having on you. Like, obviously I know that there are healthy ways to lose weight, and it's nice. Like, if you want to lose weight, if you're like, I want to lose weight because of this reason or that reason, that's a you decision. But the problem with that is when you now think that everyone else has to be losing weight, like it's supposed to be the norm that fat people would want to lose weight. It's bad, but it's bad. Nobody wants to, like, nobody wants to do that. Don't assume. Literally stop it. And another point is like the societal pressure and the discrimination. Stigmatization of fat people affects fat people. And fat phobia is so ingrained in our culture that we don't even know when we're doing it. Like, we just think it's so normal for this to, like, people to look a certain way, and we just talk about like, oh my god, I'm fat, I don't want to be fat. And it's like, we've even made fat a bad word. And now I know, like, people are reclaiming the word fat. Like, I've literally been saying it in this video for like the past 20 minutes of this video. I've been talking about fat phobia. I've been saying the word fat. I've been calling myself fat. A lot of people now call themselves fat. And before, fat was like considered to be this bad insult. And it's like, no, fat is not a negative word. And even when I call myself fat in front of other people, they're always like, no, don't say that about yourself. I'm like, no, I'm literally fat. Like, it's a description. It's an adjective that I'm using to describe myself, because that's what I am. That's what a lot of people are. And we're reclaiming the word fat. Now, a lot of people are not going to like this next part. I really don't care. Like, I'm not here to be digestible for you. The next part is the importance of health at every size. Emphasizing overall well-being over weight is one of the points that I've been driving through the whole entire video. When we glorify weight loss and we talk about how to be healthy you need to be losing weight, and how, like, well, naturally, if you're doing healthy things you would see yourself losing weight, is BS, right? We should not be thinking about the weight. We should be thinking about healthy behaviors, right? Tell people to eat healthy, eat a balanced meal, exercise, drink water. Don't encourage people to work out obsessively, go on 40-mile runs every single day
for lunch. I have bone broth for lunch a lot.
just so they look a certain way. Promote a holistic approach to health. Literally, it should be holistic. It should be all round. Mental, physical, spiritual health is what should be preached, is what should be pushed in media. We need representation of fat people in positive light. And I know a lot of people are so pissed off about this, and they'll be like, stop glorifying obesity. No, we're not glorifying obesity. Fat people literally exist, healthy or otherwise, just the way skinny people exist, healthy or otherwise, and they deserve to be seen in the media. They deserve to get any job that any skinny person can get. A fat person should be able to get the job. People that are fat, people that are in marginalized bodies deserve to be seen in media. And it's so wild. It's so wild that anybody would disagree with me and say it's glorifying obesity, because we're not glorifying anything. People are fat and they exist, and it should be accepted because we're human beings. We're diverse, of different colors, styles, aesthetics, races, ethnicities, and sizes, and we should be accepted exactly the way we are. We shouldn't be demonized for any reason. So if you are marginalized in any way, whether you're a racialized person or a disabled person, or you're marginalized because of your sexuality or your beliefs or your religion, it applies the same way to people who are fat. Because the thing is, people say, like, the people talk about being fat as if it is a choice to be fat, as if fat people created their bodies and put themselves in a bigger body. Because why would anybody do that? The world is so fat phobic. Why would anybody choose to be in a marginalized body, in a marginalized race, in a marginalized sexuality? Nobody is making the choice to be this way. So for us to come here and victim blame people, treat them like other because of the bodies they find themselves in, is mind-boggling to me. And it's so weird. The whole, oh my god, you're losing weight, I love what you're doing for yourself, I'm proud of you, is really weird language, because it implies that there's something wrong with being fat. And it's weird. It's really weird. We need to start pushing for a more cultural shift to valuing health, actual health, over the optics of what healthy looks like. I don't know, this was such a beautiful video for me to make. I don't know if I'm going to edit anything out, because I really spoke passionately and I really I really enjoyed the topic, and I really hope the conversation continues in the comment section. Please keep it cute. I'm going to be deleting every fatphobic comment, like literally. And I hope everyone has a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, share.